It was the kind of house that didn't inspire much awe. A little run-down, with peeling paint and a yard that needed a lot of work. But for me, it was home. A new start in a quiet neighborhood that seemed to have more potential than it appeared. I had recently moved in, having purchased the old house at a price that seemed too good to be true. My plan was simple: renovate, modernize, and flip it for a profit. It would be a fresh chapter, one that would keep my hands busy and my mind focused on something new after years of a dull office job. The basement was my first project. It was the kind of space that everyone ignored: damp, cobwebbed, and cluttered with old furniture, boxes, and junk that had accumulated over the decades. When I first descended those creaky stairs, I noticed the smell of mildew and the low hum of an old furnace that had been running for far too long. But what stood out to me more than anything was the floor. Something seemed off about it. Beneath the dust, I could see that part of the floor wasn't level. It looked as though something had shifted beneath the surface. The idea of a hidden room or a forgotten cache of old treasures had crossed my mind, but I brushed it off as wishful thinking. Still, curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to investigate. Armed with a crowbar and some basic tools, I began chipping away at the section of the floor that had caught my attention. It took a bit of elbow grease, but after an hour or so, I had cleared away enough debris to reveal something unexpected, something that made my heart race. Beneath the floorboards, half buried in the dirt, was a large, metallic pod. It wasn't old. In fact, it looked like it had been designed only recently. The surface of the pod was smooth, dark, and covered in strange symbols that seemed to shimmer faintly, as though the pod itself was alive in some way. There were no markings or labels to tell me what it was or where it had come from. I was struck with a sense of wonder and dread in equal measure. Without thinking, I knelt down to get a closer look. The pod was about the size of a coffin, elongated and sleek, with intricate, almost organic patterns etched into its surface. One of the panels was cracked open, as if it had been damaged or opened prematurely. I gingerly pried the panel back a little more, curiosity overtaking my caution. The faintest hum of energy seemed to pulse from the pod. Then I saw her. Inside, nestled in a cocoon-like position, was a woman, or at least she appeared to be. Her skin was an iridescent shade of blue, smooth and flawless, like marble. Her hair, long and flowing, shimmered with an unnatural glow, shifting in color from pale silver to bright electric blue. Her eyes, when they opened, were not human. They were large and almond-shaped, glowing a soft purple as they locked onto mine. For a moment, I froze. Her beauty was almost otherworldly, and yet there was something else, something mysterious, hidden beneath that beauty. She stirred and sat up, her movements graceful, almost fluid, as though she wasn't quite in tune with the laws of physics. As she climbed out of the pod, her clothes were revealed, gossamer-like armor that appeared both delicate and strong, gleaming with an iridescence that matched her skin. I took a cautious step back, my mind racing as I tried to process what I was seeing. "What are you?" I finally managed to say, my voice hoarse with disbelief. Her voice was soft, melodic, yet tinged with a kind of urgency. "I am Lyra," she said, her tone clear but foreign. "I was sent here for a reason." "A reason?" I stammered. "You're an alien?" She nodded. "Yes, though I am not like the beings you have encountered in your world. I am from a place far beyond your galaxy, a place of peace and harmony, but also one that faces destruction." I didn't know how to respond. My brain couldn't make sense of the situation. Here, in my basement, a woman who was clearly not human had just woken from some sort of long sleep, and she was telling me she was from another galaxy. The reality of it hit me all at once, and I stumbled back, nearly falling into the dust. "What do you mean, destruction?" Her eyes flashed with something darker, a hint of sadness and pain. My people, we are at war. We've been searching for someone who can help us. Someone with the strength to guide us, to stand against the forces that seek to tear us apart. I have been sent to find him. My mind raced. Him? Who are you talking about? Who are you looking for? Lyra's gaze softened, and she stepped closer. I've been searching for the one who can unite my people, the one who can become our king. My heart skipped a beat. A king? Why would you think? I'm just a guy. I'm no king. Her lips curled into a faint, enigmatic smile. I was told the king would be someone with great courage, someone who could lead despite the odds. And I have seen you. Your people are strong, though you do not realize it. I didn't know whether to laugh or scream. Was she serious? A human? A king? The thought was absurd, but somehow, deep down, something about her words felt true. Her energy, her presence, it was undeniable. She wasn't just any alien. She had purpose. She had power. And she had chosen me. Before I could say anything else, Lyra reached out and gently touched my hand. The moment her skin made contact with mine, I felt something surge within me. It was a strange sensation, a rush of energy that seemed to fill every fiber of my being, like I was suddenly connected to something larger than myself. You've been chosen, she said, her voice calm but commanding. And now we must go. The time for hiding is over. In the blink of an eye, the basement was gone. The walls faded away, and I found myself standing in the middle of a vast, alien city. Towering structures that shimmered with light stretched into the sky, and beings of all shapes and sizes bustled about, their conversations a hum of unfamiliar languages. It felt like I had been transported to another world entirely. Lyra turned to me. Welcome to the home of the Galactic Assembly. This is where the fate of my people will be decided, and you will be the one to lead them. I couldn't believe what was happening, but as I looked into Lyra's eyes, filled with trust and hope, something clicked. Maybe it was my human resolve, the willingness to fight for those who needed help, that had drawn her to me. Or maybe, just maybe, I had always been meant for something greater than the life I had known. In that moment, I realized that I wasn't just a guy from Earth anymore. I was the one who had been called to be more, the king that Lyra and her people had been searching for. And in that moment, I understood. I wasn't just the leader of a single planet. I was about to lead an entire galaxy into a new era of peace, unity, and strength.